Good morning guys. Today we are going to see about an analytical method for a metacentric height. Okay. So we are going to determine the analytical heights for finding out the metacenter height. So in my previous videos you might have seen about buoyancy as well as metacenter. Okay. So what happens is, just we can recall what is metacenter. Whenever a body floats in water, okay, see this is your body. So this body is getting floated in water. So what is it? The tendency of the body to get lift in the water, that is to float in the water, that is said to be your buoyancy. That happens because of the buoyancy force. So this is your center of gravity of the body and this is your center of buoyancy. Okay. So what is metacenter, if you want to know this is normal body which is going to float in the body, float in the water. So here the self weight of the body will be W, and because of this buoyancy, that is the uplift force, we have FB. So this is the force of buoyancy. Now what I am going to do this is my axis of my body. I am going to give a small angular movement or angular displacement to the body. So what happens to my body when you just move it up in the water? It will start oscillating. Am I right? So the point at which the body starts oscillating, when it is given a single, angular movement, angular displacement, then that is said to be a metacenter. Okay, so what happens here? This body, because of floating, what happens to here? It will become like this. One second. So it will become like this. So what happens is my body is being changing its position. Okay, from here it's being changed to here. So this is my, because of my angular displacement. So where is my center of gravity here? This is my G and this is my buoyancy. But that is the original thing. But because of this tilting, okay, because of this tilting, this angular movement, my buoyancy, center of buoyancy will move to a new position, that is said to be your B1. So it moves from B to B1. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to draw a line perpendicular to this B1, okay, or across this. And where it meets the axis, so this is the axis line and this is the line what I am going to draw along with B1. So where it intersects at the axis, that is said to be your metacenter. Okay, so what is metacenter? Because of the angular displacement, the point at which the body keeps on oscillating, that point is said to be a metacenter. And from this diagram, we could be able to see the buoyancy is shifted to a new position B1, and when we draw a line which intersects the axis at a certain point, that point is M, and that point is said to be a metacenter. Okay, now what is happening actually is, this is your surface. Okay, so because of this tilting, and a wedge shape will be formed here like this. Okay, this will be almost equal on both the sides. So this wedge shape will be almost equal on this both the sides. So what happened here? This is your, let this point is O. So this is B, B dash. Similarly here, A dash, and this is O. So the wedge is formed. Okay, this wedge has to be, this is because of the couple that is produced or because of the moment that is produced from. Okay, and this couple of the wedge or the wedge has to be equaled by, or we can say the couple due to this buoyant forces, and the moment that is caused by the displacement of the center of buoyancy must be equal. Okay, so first we have to find out what is the couple due to wedges, and then we are going to find out what is the moment that is going to cause by the displacement. So when it is get equal, we will be able to find out what is this metacentric height. Actually the metacentric height, from the diagram we could say it is a height from G to M. I'm sorry, the total height is BM. Okay, what the height I want is your metacentric height GM, But BG I don't know, and this GM I don't know, and as I want to find out GM also. Okay. So here from this I have to derive an expression where I will be able to find out what is this GM, that is your metacentric height. Okay. So there are, because of this angular displacement in the clockwise direction, a wedge-shaped prism is formed here on both the sides. When you look at this wedge-shaped prism, this prism is above the water and the left hand side, and this prism is, what happens is, it is below the water. Okay, and the couple, because of this, okay, this because of this buoyancy force and the moment that is caused by this displacement of the center of buoyancy must be equal. Now what I am going to do this is, first I am going to find out the couple due to wedges. So before going to do this, just let me consider one strip of this body. Okay, so this is my axis. I am just going to take a strip here. This strip is at a distance of dx. I mean the thickness is dx and this distance is x. Similarly, I am going to take one more strip on the left hand side. The same thing. Here this thickness is dx and this distance is x. Okay, so I am going to consider two strips. First we will be seeing the first strip. Now what we are going to do this is, so towards the right of axis, I am going to consider small strip of thickness, okay, at a distance of x meter from O. This is your O or D, whatever you can do. So when you go with couple to due to wedges, I am going to consider a strip on the right of my axis, okay, of thickness dx and at a distance of x meter from O. So this is my O. Okay, so it is my axis. So what I am going to do here is, I am going to find out the height of the strip. This height of the strip I am going to find out. So how I know the height of the strip? Since this angle, what is the angle that is made here is theta. Since I know the angle, okay, so angle of this BO-B1 is also theta. So since I know both the angles, I will be able to find out the height of the strip. So height of the strip is, here what is the distance we have assumed? It is x meters. Am I right? So this distance is x meters. So x into angle of BO-B1. Oh, this x into angle of BO-B1, this x into angle, what we are going to take it here is, angle is theta. Assuming that theta is very small, so we are taking here x is x into angle of BO-B1. So x into theta, or we can say like this, x into theta. Okay, so this is the height of the strip, where here the angle BO-B1 as well as angle AO-A1 both will be same, or AO-A dash, that will be equal to theta. Okay, so I have taken this angle. Now this is the height of the strip. What is the area of the strip? It's very easy. We know what is the height. We know what is the thickness. Okay, and we know the length. So here what is the height? What is the area of the strip? Height into thickness. So here we have known the thickness of the strip. So height is how much? X into theta into thickness is dx. Okay, so this is considering only on the right hand side. Okay, so what we are going to do, this is x into theta into dx is your area. So we are easy to find out the volume. Okay, so volume of the strip is, we don't know the length, so we assume the length is L. Okay, so if L is equal to length, so volume is equal to what? Area into length. So x into theta into dx into L. Okay, so that is my volume. Now my thing is not to know the volume of the strip, I have to know the weight of the strip. Okay, so what is the weight of the strip here is rho into g into volume. That's very simple. So weight of the strip is equal to rho into g into volume of the strip. Okay, so rho g we know. What is the volume we have known? It is rho g into x into theta into dx into L. Okay, so this is my weight of the strip only in the right hand side. Similarly, if I consider on the left hand side the same thing, but I will get it one more equation. Okay, So the weight of this strip in my left hand side. So I'm not drawing this rubbing this diagram because to have it reference. So what is that? Weight of the strip on left hand side of my axis. Okay, left hand side of the axis will be the same. That is rho g x theta into dx into L. Okay, so the same thing will be there in the left hand side also. Now what we are going to do this is, we are going to see that the two weights, they are acting in the opposite direction. Okay, and thereby it constitutes a couple. So what is the moment of the couple? So moment of this couple will be equal to, because of this two weights which is acting in the opposite direction. Okay, here we could see this is acting in the opposite direction, because thus this it constitutes a couple. So what is the moment of the couple is weight of the each strip. Okay, that is power weight of both strip, we can say. Both are same, weight of the each strip into distance between these two. So what is the weight of the each strip? Just now we have found out weight of the each strip is rho g x into theta, rho g into theta into dx into L. Okay, rho g into theta into dx into L into x. That's what we have seen. Okay, rho g into x into L into theta into dx. And what is the distance here? Distance between these two. So moment is equal to this one. Weight of each strip is rho g theta into x into dx into L into distance between the two is, we have two things, x plus x. This distance is x meter, this is x meters. So it is x plus x, we can say it is 2x. Okay, so what will be my final equation? 2 into rho into g into theta into x square into L into dx. Right? So 2 into rho g into x square theta into L into dx. Now what is the moment of the couple? This is for the single strip, or moment of the couple for the strip. Am I right? Now I want for the whole wedge. This whole wedge I am going to take. Okay. So moment of the couple for the strip. So if I want to get the moment of the couple for the wedge, what I have to do this? I have to integrate this equation. So moment of the couple for wedges, the total wedges, integration of 2 rho g x square theta L into dx. Okay, so that is for my whole equation. But what I have told is, moment of the couple of the wedge will be equal to that of the, what is that? Volume of the, or the moment of the couple due to the shifting of the center of buoyancy. Okay. So this moment of this couple, because of this strip, it has to be equal to that of the moment of this buoyancy. So now what I have to do this is, let this be my equation 1. So that is moment of the couple because of the wedge. Now what is the moment of the couple due to the shifting of center of buoyancy from B to B1? So moment of the couple due to shifting of, where is it, my center of buoyancy is shifting? Center of buoyancy from B to B1. So because of the wedge what is formed, no, that has to be equal to this. So from B to B1. So what is that is? Moment will be equal to always this one. Okay. So what is it? FB, force into distance. Okay. So because of buoyancy, what will be the force? FB. And what is the distance? It is moving from B1. So B to B1. Okay. So that is that. So from that diagram, what we have seen is, just I have recall it up. So this is my body. So this is my G and this is my B. And it is moving to this new position B1. So here what is the force that is acting is your FB. So force into this distance BB1. Okay, and this angle is what is theta. Okay, and apart from that, what is this? This is your point M. So what we can do this is, this BB1 we can write in terms of your BM. Okay, so how it is this? This is your BM and this is my new position BB1. This is my angle theta. So what is my BB1? It is BM into theta. Okay, we are neglecting that value of sine or tan. Why? Because it's only because that this is theta is very small. Okay, so here since theta is very small, we are going to write this bb1 is equal to bm into theta. So this will become fb into bm into theta. So force we know, bm is at distance and theta we know. So what is force? Buoyancy force is equal to the weight of the body that is displaced. Okay, so since FB is equal to W, okay, so this FB I am writing as W into BM into theta. Why? Because the weight, the force of the buoyancy is equal to the weight of the body or weight of the water that is being displaced. Okay, so that will be done. So what is according to this, what we are going to do this is, this both are equal. Okay, why? Because these two couples are same. Okay, so hence equating 1 and 2 we get, what is it? Equating 1 and 2 we get integral of 2 into rho g x square theta L dx is equal to W into Bm into theta. Okay, so what I am going to do this is I am going to integrate this equation. Okay, this is for a what is it, singular wedge, and I have integrated for the whole wedge, and that will be equal to the moment. Moment of the couple for the wedge will be equal to the moment of the couple due to the buoyancy. So I am going to equate this two. Okay, so what will be my equation now? W into Bm into theta is equal to this much. So now theta and theta get cancelled. So what I am going to write is WBm or W into Bm equal to integral of 2 rho g x square L dx. Now what we know this L dx is your area. Okay, so instead of your L dx I am going to give it up as area, that is your elemental area. Okay, since it is elemental distance is being taken, we have considered only the elemental area. So what will be this? W into Bm is equal to integral of 2 into rho g x square into dA. Now what happens is we are taking the rho g outside. Okay, so it will become 2 into rho g integral of x square dA, where this 2 into integral of x square dA, that is said to be your moment of inertia. Since 2 into integral of x square dA will be equal to moment of inertia, I am going to write this as I into rho into g. Okay, this I is your moment of inertia. So W into Bm is equal to I into rho into g. Now what is Bm from this equation? It's very easy. We can just take it out here. So Bm from this equation is rho g I by W. Okay, so what is it? Bm is equal to rho g I by W. But what is W? We know W is the weight of the body or weight of the fluid that is displaced by the body. So weight of the fluid that is displaced by the body. So we know what is this weight of the fluid. It is nothing but your rho into g into volume of your water displaced or volume of the fluid displaced. So volume of the fluid displaced will be equal to the volume of the body. So it will be rho into g into volume of the body. Or we can say it will be the volume of the submerged body. Okay, so it will be rho into g into volume of the body submerged in water. Both are same. Okay, so what has happened here? I know what is this, rho g into V. So now this is my W. I am going to substitute in this equation, say equation number 2. So substitute in equation 2. So what I will get here? Bm is equal to rho into g into volume of the body submerged. We don't know, so we are just keeping that as V. Okay, so rho g into I by W is rho gV, or that is rho into g into V. Now you cancel this. What will be my Bm? Bm is equal to I by V. But what I have said earlier, if I want to know the metacentric height is Gm from the center of gravity to the metacenter point. So if I want to know the metacentric height, what is my metacentric height? Metacentric height is Gm. Okay, so this Gm is equal to, what is that? Bm minus Bg. So when you visualize in the diagram, you will be able to know it is Bm minus Bg, where Bm is equal to I by V minus Bg. So this is my metacentric height. So we have derived an equation here for analytical method for your metacentric height. Okay guys, now we will see some problems. Okay guys, so here we have our first problem with that of your metacentric height. A rectangular pontoon is 5 meter long, 3 meter wide and 1.2 meter high. The depth of the immersion of the pontoon is given, it's 0.8 meter in seawater. If the center of gravity is 0.6 meter above the bottom of the pontoon, determine the metacentric height. The density for seawater is given because density for water and seawater is not the same. Just you assume that this is your pontoon. Okay, it is get immersed in that of the water, or what is that? It is getting floated. Okay, so it's what happened here. What is the depth of immersion is 0.8 meter. So this much is your depth of immersion. It is 0.8 meter. Now I know my center of gravity is here. My buoyancy force is here. So what they have given, if the center of gravity is 0.6 meter above the bottom of the pontoon. So bottom of the pontoon is here. Say A. Okay, my center of gravity is 0.6 meter above the bottom of the pontoon. Determine the metacentric height. So metacentric height is where it will be this. So this will be my new position of B will be B1. So what happens is it will be like this. Alright. So this will be my metacenter. So I want to find out this metacentric height Gm. Okay. So what I have know this. I know this. The dimensions here. It is 5 meter long, 3 meter wide and 1.2 meter height. So that is what is that is. This height is 1.2 meter and this width is 3 meter and one more is your length, that is 5 meter. So on the density of the water, seawater is also given, rho is equal to 1025 kg per meter cube. So what is the equation for your metacentric height? So metacentric height, just now we have derived what is the equation by using your analytical method. So metacentric height Gm is equal to I by V minus Bg. Right. So I by V minus Bg. Now I have to find out, it is a moment of inertia. V I have to find out is the volume. And Bg is at this distance, I have to find it out. Okay, so first what I am going to do this is, I am going to find out what is the moment of inertia. So moment of inertia formula for this rectangular pontoon is usually 1 by 12 into BD cube, 5 into 3 cube. Okay, so 5 is your length here and 3 is this one. So when I substitute here, my value will be, this is meter cube. So 2 to the power of moment of inertia is meter to the power 4. So 5 3s are, it will be become 45 by 4. Okay, so when I decide this, when I solve this, it will be getting 45 by 4 meter power 4. So I know what is the moment of inertia. So I want to find out what is the volume of the body that is submerged in water. So what is this volume here? Because metacenter is only dealing with the submersions of the body now. So it is a volume of the body submerged in water. So we know that length, width and also the depth of submergence. Okay. So what is the depth of submergence here? It's only 0.8 meters. So what will become here? 3 is my width into 0.8 is my depth. And what is my length? Length here is given as 5 meters. So I know this. So from this I will be finding out what is the volume of the body that is submerged in water. So this will be equal to 12 meter cube. So I know what is I know what is V. Now I have to find out what is Bg. So what is Bg? How will you find out this? This AG distance we have to know. Okay. So this distance AG, what is given in your problem is, what is it? It is this, what is it? This point actually I'll say you, this is your point. So this is given in your problem. How much is that? 0.6 meters. So AG is the center of gravity. from the bottom of the pontoon. So bottom of the pontoon is A and this height is G. So AG is equal to 0.6 meter. Okay, but what I want is BG. So what is the total, what will be my BG? So BG will be equal to AG minus this distance AB. So what is this AB actually? It is the center of your buoyancy. Okay, it is the center of buoyancy we have to find out. Also this distance AB will be center of buoyancy, or we can say half the depth of immersion, because the total depth is this much, so half the depth will be this. So distance AB will be half the depth of immersion. So depth of immersion is given in your problem. So it is 0.8 meters. So it is half the depth of immersion. So it will be 0.4 meters. So I have got this. So what is that? I know what is AB, I know what is AG. So it is 0.6 minus 0.4, that is equal to 0.2. That is my BG. So now we know I, B and BG. So just I can substitute in this equation. So what I will get it? GM is equal to I is 45 by 4. Okay. Into V is, what is that? V is 1 by 12. 1 by V now. So it is 1 by 12 minus BG is 0.2. So 45 by 4 into 1 by 12 minus 0.2. So when you solve this, what is my GM I am getting is 0.7375 meters. So what is my question is, I have to find out the metacentric height. So this metacentric height GM is given as, since it is height, its unit is meters. So the metacentric height in this problem is 0.7375 meters. Okay guys, now we will go with one more problem of your metacenter. So this is our second problem. A solid cylinder of diameter 4 meters. So diameter is given and this is not a rectangle, it's a cylinder. Okay. So dia is given, it is 4 meters. And has a height is given 4 meters. Okay. Find the metacentric height. Metacentric height GM is asked. You have to find it out. If the specific gravity of the material of the cylinder, is 0.6. Okay. And it is floating in water with its axis vertical. So it is moving only with the axis vertical. Okay. So this is your body now. So this is floating in the body with its axis vertical. But when you see the plan, this is actually a circular one or a cylindrical one. Okay. So this diameter now, this diameter is 4 meters. Okay, so this diameter is 4 meters. Now what happens is they are asking to find out straight whether the equilibrium is stable or unstable. So what is that is actually the center of gravity here will be G and this will be your buoyancy force B and this is your bottom A. Okay, now what is given here is we have to find out what is the depth of this cylinder. So how will you find out the depth of the cylinder in water will be specific gravity into height. Okay. So depth of cylinder in water is equal to specific gravity into height. So depth of cylinder in water is equal to specific gravity into height. Okay. Because the specific gravity of the material is given 0.6 and height is also given, it will be like 2.4 meters. So that is your depth of cylinder in water. So this is being given here 2.4 meter. But what is that? What I want is GM, it is my metacentric height. So this metacentric height will be usually given by a formula what we have derived now. It is I by V minus BG. Okay. I want to know what is BG. So what is BG from this diagram? How will you say this? AG minus AB. Okay, what is AG? AG is the distance from the center of gravity. Okay. And what is AB? It is the distance from the center of buoyancy. So we have to get that, then only you could be able to get this. Okay, so depth of the cylinder is known. So what will be your depth of your distance of your center of buoyancy? So distance of your center of buoyancy will be half the depth of your immersion, that's all. Okay, so what is my center of buoyancy will be half the depth of my immersion. So the depth of immersion what I have found out is 2.4 meters. So it will be half into 2.4, that is equal to 1.2 meters. Okay, so that is my depth of my, what is the distance of the center of buoyancy. So what is that value is actually, that is your center of buoyancy. Okay, so from here I am getting this, that is your AB. So I know what is the value of AB. AB is half of this depth, so 2.4 by 2, that is equal to 1.2 meter. Now I want to know what is the distance of center of gravity from A. So that is AG distance I have to know. Okay, what is AG distance? That is said to be the distance of center of gravity. Okay, distance from center of gravity from A. Okay, distance of center of gravity from E. So how I will calculate this? I will know the total height. Okay, so total height is how much? Just now we have found out is total height they have given you is 4 meters. So this will be the total height 4 meters or the total depth 4 meters by 2, that is equal to 2 meters. That is the center of gravity distance. Center of gravity distance for rectangle will be at the center. Okay. So at the center it is, that is the total depth by 2. So half made 2 meters. Okay. So I have got this also. Now what I have to do this is I have to find out this BG. So what is BG? BG is equal to AG minus AB. So BG is, AG is how much? 2 meters minus AB is 1.2 meters. So when I solve this, I will get my BG. So what is my BG? Approximately it's 0.8 meters. So I have got the value of BG. Now what are the two unknowns I have? I have to find out the moment of inertia and the volume. Okay, so we go with this, how to find out. And apart from that, they have asked in a question, state whether this body is stable or unstable. So that is also asked. They not only asked you to find out the metacentric height, they also asked you to find out whether the body is in stable condition or not. Okay, so I am just writing here GM is equal to I by V minus BG, let it be here. So what I am going to do here is I have to find out the I. Since it is a cylindrical body, so what is that? Your moment of inertia I. So what is the formula for the moment of inertia in this case? We know that very well. It is pi by 64 into d to the power of 4. Where this diameter is given in your problem, it is 4 meters. Okay. So it is pi by 64 into 4 to the power of 4. Since it's moment of inertia, it is d to the power of 4. Okay. Now what I am going to know is I have to find out the volume. So what is my moment of inertia? Moment of inertia is pi by 64 into d to the power 4. So pi by 64 into diameter here is 4. So 4 to the power of 4. Now what is your volume here? That is the volume of the cylinder in water. So volume of cylinder in water. So in the previous case it was like rectangle. So we have multiplied with length into breadth into height. But this case it is your cylindrical portion. So in case of cylindrical portion, what is the area? It is pi by 4 into d square. Okay, so volume will be area into height. Am I right? So what is the area of the cylinder? It is pi by 4 into d square. Into height is your h here. Okay, so what is that height? H you have to give it is only the height of the immersion or your depth of the immersion, because the volume of cylinder in water. So this is your height of the water, height of the, what is it? How do you say it? Height of the body, what is get immersed. Okay. So height of body that is immersed. Okay. So that is what we are going to give here. Now what happens here? I know pi by 4. D square is your diameter square. So 4 square. And height of the body immersed. How much is the height of the body that is immersed? It is 2.4 meters. Okay, so I have known volume. So how I will calculate my GM? GM is my metacentric height. So metacentric height will be equal to I by V minus BG. This is what we have derived. Okay. So I have got here pi by 64 into 2 to the power of pi by 64 into 4 to the power of 4. So I have substituted by V. V is how much? Pi by 4 into 4 square into 2.4. So I know the V also. So I have substituted this V also in this problem. Now what is my BG? So BG I have calculated here. What is BG? Just if you recall, total AB minus, what is it? ABI, total AG minus BA. That will give you the BG. Okay, so total AG minus BA or AB, that will give you what is my BG. So what I have got BG is 0.8 meters. So this is, you can put it like this, minus of 0.8. So when you calculate this, what will you get? You will be getting the metacentric height GM. So what the GM, what I am getting here is minus of, that is what very important here. Okay, how otherwise I can say here when I solve this I am getting 0.4167. Okay, minus here how much is this? 0.8. When you see this, how it is appearing, this is 0.4167, this 0.8. So this is greater. So my answer will be in negative. Since this is in negative thing, so what is my answer? It will be in negative. So it is minus 0.3833 meters. So this is my GM. What is my GM? This is my metacentric height. So the problem is not getting over here. What they asked you, in addition to find out the metacentric height, they asked you to find out whether the particular cylinder or whether particular body is in stable equilibrium or unstable equilibrium. From the answer itself, you can be able to say this is negative. Then that is your metacentric height is negative. So since metacentric height is negative, okay, that indicates what is that? It is the body is in unstable equilibrium. See, this is how the small twist that is given in your problem, whether to find out the body is in stable equilibrium or unstable equilibrium. So what is the difference between the previous problem and this problem? In previous problem they have given you a cylindrical, not cylindrical body, a rectangular body. But now here we have seen a cylindrical body. So that is first one. So when the cylinder and rectangle is coming, the area and volume, everything formulas changes. That is the first thing that we have done. And all other things with metacentric height, everything we are able to find out. But here the center of gravity distance is the total distance or the total depth now, total divided depth by half. So that we will be getting. And this buoyancy is the depth of immersion by 2. So that also we have to get it. From there we will be able to find out what is BG, which is to be substituted in this equation. And moment of inertia we will be able to know. We know what is the volume. So you can easily substitute and you can get what is the value of your metacentric height. And if the metacentric height is positive, then it shows that it is a stable equilibrium. But in this problem, the metacentric height is in negative. So guys, what we have done so far is we have seen, just we have recapped what is metacenter and what is metacentric height. And we have derived an analytical equation for the metacentric height. And along with that, we have seen two problems. Okay guys, thank you.